What to do? What to do? You on mute? You still on mute? You gotta unmute you. Unmute yourself.
But you gotta tell me I'm to get on mute. I'm shaking my
Yeah,
head.
I was just saying unmute yourself. You must have heard when I said it.
No.
So the night we in addition to Be Yourself Keep It Real podcast, and and we doing this with Glow tonight. The topic for the night we just talking about freestyle Sunday. So we just talking about whatever come to mind. So that's what we gonna do. So you got something that you wanna what I mean, like you wanna share with me or whatever? Shed a light on.
Me?
Yeah.
Mm, I will talk about married couples, but I can't because you don't have experience in being married. I can talk about
But
side chicks
you can
or
talk
side
about that.
dudes.
But you still could talk about married couples still. What that mean? A relationship like you married, but you just ain't got a title to it. You just ain't getting no paperwork to it. That's all
That
that is.
is that is so not true.
That is
That
true.
is absolutely not.
So what you
And
think a
that would
marriage is?
come what I think. I'm married, so I would know what it is. If you haven't been married, you can't say that it's just a piece of paper because,
Right,
huh?
right. I'm listening.
If you haven't been married, you can't speak on marital things. You can't speak about being a marriage person because number one, marriage is a covenant. It's all up on the God. Marriage is two souls tied into one. Marriage is when you're separated and not divorced. You're not supposed to go and open up different relationships with
Right,
other people. You're supposed to, give yourself time with yourself and God and
right,
let God make the decisions of you being divorced. God only honors certain things of being divorced. So also marriage is an emotional stability between two people. So that companionship is totally different. So a single person can't speak on being married if they never been married. Got my drift?
but I don't see no different in it. Okay,
Oh,
all it
you
just
don't?
is it's
I
about the
just gave you
same thing.
all.
Listen,
No, it's
okay,
not.
I understand what you're saying, but it's like it's the same thing. Only thing it ain't you just ain't got no title on it. That's all it
Like
is.
and is two different things, and it's not the title. I just gave you multiple examples of what marriage is. So again, okay, let me use this. I'm gonna break it down to discrete terminology. I'm married, and you're in a relationship. You're not going to get held accountable for things that you do when you're sitting inside of your marriage than when you're single. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna get more punishment than being a married man or a married woman than being two people that's single.
Okay,
So
but
your
who
punishment from
you
God is going to come different.
but you already getting punishment when you mess with somebody y'all shacking up. You already getting punishment. That's still a
But
sin.
it's no okay. No sin is greater than your punishment when you're up under a covenant is different from being not being in a covenant. Remember, the covenant is you, your spouse, and God. That's your covenant. It's only three people. Everything you do, you're supposed to pray together. You know when they say that unequally yoked is not when it's a money thing. Unequally yoked is when I'm going through something, I gotta pray with my wife. If I'm going through something, I gotta pray with my husband. That's what the term unequally yoked is. If you in a marriage and you got one person that praying and the other one ain't, you're not equally yoked. And a lot of people don't understand that. Marriage comes at let me see, let me tell me if I'm still on.
No, you're not on.
Okay, damn, I can't even go to my list. Oh, I could have hung up my phone. But it's deeper than being married, and that's why I was explaining to you that when people still be married and they don't get a divorce is because when you marry, you're not supposed to divorce unless you up under the stipulations of adultery. God honors that. Abandonment, God honors that. or your husband or your wife die. God honors that. Abuse, God honors that. Other than
Mhm.
that, you supposed to stay married. No matter what the circumstance is, you supposed to stay married.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, people now these days, they get married for the title. I mean, for the
Yeah,
ring and the
that's what I'm
wedding.
saying. That's
No,
what I'm
the
saying.
ring and the wedding, not the marriage. They get married because of the ring and the wedding. Don't understand the stipulations, what you really have to go through. Like, when your husband down or your wife, that sickness through health, supposed to pray your husband back to
Right.
to nurture him. Same thing with your wife. Your husband supposed to do the same thing to his wife, nurture her back to where she need to be.
Right.
And I got this question asked, if relationships supposed to be 50-50, why is it not? And I was like, relationships is not 50-50. They're never going to be 50-50. It's going to always be a 90-10, a 80-20, a 70-30, and a 60-40. It's never, ever, ever going to be a 50-50 relationship. You're never going to get that.
Why
Because it's
you
going
ain't
to
gonna never
always
get
be
that?
one person. I'm explaining. One person is always going to pull more weight than the other. It's
But
always
why?
going to be that.
But why?
It's like that. It's gonna always be like that. It's never gonna be, well, doing it equally. It's not. Like, I'm giving an example. You sick, I'm working. I can be a stay-at-home mom. You're working. My husband can be the provider, but what happens when he gets sick? I'm the wife. Now it's time for me to take over. That's that 90-10.
Right.
But see, so you never gonna get a 50-50. It's gonna drop gradually. You go from 90-10, 80-20, 70-30, 60-40. You never going to get where everybody is doing the same. One person is always doing a little bit more than the other, but it balances, because you got some men may feel like, okay, I don't want my wife doing this. Okay, another thing. Let's say your man work, but he also the handyman around the house. You understand? The
Okay.
woman ain't the handyman. The woman ain't the handy woman around the house.
Right.
So that's not 50-50.
But you got
That'd
some
be
women's
damn
that.
anyway.
But you got some women that want to be handy around the house. They'll
But
fix
guess
shit just
what?
like a man do. They'll go out there and cut the yard and all,
Kudos to
or get
them.
out there and help the man.
I ain't doing that. Me and the son
See what
don't
I'm
get
saying?
along. Okay, again, choices though. But I'm not doing that. My husband know I'm not doing that. Again, marriage before marriage. So if he knows this is what he has before marriage, and I talked to you this about yesterday, if it's something that he wants me to change, he would change it before we get married. We will talk about that before we get married. If he want me to be this way in the bedroom, we will talk about that before we get married. Remember, those stipulations, that foundation is laid before you get married. Because if you discuss those things before you get married, guess what? A lot of stuff won't happen when you get married.
Right.
So again, if you want your wife to be a slut, teach her how to be a wife. Teach her how to be a slut before she become your wife. If she don't want to be that, then you know that's your out. And then you got to look at it. If certain things worth letting the whole percentile go. So let's say you got use 100, you was at 100 together, but again, like, I may not be the freak in the bedroom, right? But I have the qualities of everything else. So it's worth letting that 80-20 go, or dealing with the 80-20, making that sacrifice and say, okay, I know this ain't how you is, but can I get it sometimes? Not all the time. So are you willing to risk that? Are you willing to sacrifice that? Or you just ready to settle for that 20, find that 20 somewhere else and just let the whole 80 go?
Shit.
Because you ain't gonna
We
never
had
get
it,
the whole 100.
but we had a conversation. You're gonna have to get with the program.
Again, would you rather let that 20 go or the whole 8? You rather keep that 20 and let the whole 80 go, or you rather keep that 80 and work something out with that 20. That little 20% that you got. May not be able to give it to you all the time, but guess what? You'll get it sometimes. You ain't gonna always get what you want, just like we ain't gonna get our husbands to do everything when we want it. They don't just always get, but you got the ones that's you have submissive wives and submissive husbands that would do that all the time when they want to. But is you gonna appreciate it when she say no? You know what I'm saying? It still has to be that balance. If you don't
Shit.
have
So
that
what you
balance,
saying? So what you saying? Your husband come to you say, "Shit, I want to fuck." You gonna tell him no? You don't feel like it? What you gonna tell him?
it depends on the situation. Let's if if I just had a baby, no, we're not doing it.
You can't do that.
If, but some men, listen, you'll be surprised how some men are. So that's me protecting my body and my mental health. But
Mhm.
you have some men that ignore that and don't give a damn. They will have sex with you if you have stitches in you. I've heard women complain about it. No, I'm just being truthful. I have heard a lot of women that end up leaving their marriages because of certain things like that. You got some very selfish men out here. Don't trust me. Men is nasty. They nasty and they don't give a damn. They just feel like their needs are important. If you marry and you know your wife just had a baby, she's tired because she's giving 90% and you giving that 10%, you can't overwork a person. Some men still be wanting the whole 100 when he ain't giving nothing but the 10. So it's boundaries, it's balances to it all.
I understand that, but shit. But who want to have sex with their wife after she just had a baby? Get nobody.
Again,
You
some
gotta wait them
men
6 weeks.
does.
You gotta
It's
wait that
not even
6 weeks.
6 weeks. It's not even 6 weeks. So I don't even know where y'all come at with that.
What
Nobody
it
ever
is?
told y'all.
What it
Nobody
is?
ever. Hold on. Who told you it was 6 weeks?
That's what I heard. The doctor told women is 6 weeks.
They never told them it's 6 weeks to have sex. They told them it is 6 weeks before they can take showers. It is 6 weeks. Your body takes, first of all, when a woman has a baby, your body takes a year. Naturally, your body takes a year to heal. You have to at least wait 3 to 6 months before you can be penetrated again. We're going to stop there. When you have a C section, your body takes 2 years to heal. On the inside, remember this inside, your uterus still have to contract. But men, that's another thing. Men don't give a damn about that. They won't even wait the 6 months. But then remember the woman is open, so she get right back pregnant. They be like, but then she fertile. No, she not. Her damn pores is open. Her uterus is open. Her cervix is open. Her whole body is open. And here it is, you put another seed in her that you just scratched her body again when she down there just had damn near a 50-50 chance of losing her life by bringing your child into the world. Men are selfish.
Not see now you try to put it all on the man. See
No, it
now women,
is
you got
because
some women who want to fuck already. So shit,
listen,
it could be
listen.
that.
Remember I told you about postpartum? Do you remember when
What?
I told you about postpartum?
You got some women that want to fuck
Do
already.
you remember me telling you about postpartum?
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Okay, so what you just said about the woman that just want to have sex, that is postpartum. Remember, the body separates from the brain. It does not know. Postpartum is going to focus on everything that happened prior to you giving birth. And
Mhm.
the woman doesn't have knowledge of it.
Right.
There's no knowledge of it. So again, that goes to postpartum, and that's why I say it's very important for mothers and women to talk to their sons about it because that's the only way y'all gonna know about it. Unless you've been there from the beginning to the end, and you can be able to explain it as a man to your kids. You will be able to notice it when you have other kids from different women, or you can be able to notice it if your homeboys or somebody around you is going through the same thing. You will be able to spot it what it is. Same
Hmm.
thing. They are through mentally, they're going through it emotionally, and they're going through it physically. They don't know what the hell is going on. That's why some women fall into depression, and that's why some of them don't like to go get medications and all that. That's a part of postpartum. That's a part of it.
Hmm.
So that's why I be trying to talk to men because it's a lot they don't know.
Did you share it live on your page?
Which I
This live. Did you share it on your page?
I don't know how to do it.
You know how to go down to the bottom where it says share and share
They don't have nothing to say. Hold on.
on your face. You got to go to your Facebook and then you see it and you'll share it.
Oh, you gotta wait. I'm almost home.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, that's how you can do it.
I said private chat.
But I think I shared it to your page though.
If I click out of here, then
No. I think I had to share it to your page though, but you could share it when it get I tag it to you.
if you tag it, then it's already up there. But I can't see
Hmm.
your chat if somebody talking.
Yeah, that's it. You'll see it. Ain't nobody. What is that? You'll see it on the screen. If somebody put a thing on it, you'll see it. But like I see right now, like when people get married, man, like they do that shit for the wrong reason. They just do it for people. That's all they do it for.
I mean, I agree, but
It don't be sincere. It be like they do it for people,
I
for
didn't
people
have
to
a wedding.
see. That's what I'm saying. But you got people do it, have wedding, paying, spend all this money and shit don't even last, not even 6 months.
I didn't have a wedding. I really I didn't want a wedding. I felt like the money that we was gonna invest into the wedding, we traveled. I mean, I don't care to have people with certain things like that. We was gonna celebrate our 5th year and we was gonna do a wedding, but I felt like the first year, um, like our first year being married wasn't. I don't think nobody should. I think the money that you have for a wedding, you should just go ahead and travel the world or whatever the case may be. Do other stuff. That's just me. But like I told you, I like to spend my money in different places, not where something is going to be enjoyable for other people.
So let me ask you a question. So you was a big fan of you believe a man should pay all the bills, huh?
Um, do I believe in a man should be a provider? Yes, absolutely. But do I believe in if that man falls as a wife, you should have his back? Absolutely. Do I believe in being a wife? You should be managing money because shit do happens. Yeah. So I mean, that's a part of me being your partner. That's a part of my companionship. That's a part of us being one. So yes, he's going to provide all those bills. He's going to pay for them. But if I know he's slacking in something and he can't, pay that, that's where I step in at. So I
But let me
mean, it is what it is. I
but
didn't pay bills. Um, my first 3 years of marriage.
mhm.
My husband did, and um, I really didn't have a reason to because he wanted me to have babies, and that's what I did. So I worked and had babies. So we are nurturers. If men can have babies, it'd be the opposite. But if you want me to be having your damn babies, you ain't gonna be stressing me out. Time I gotta work and do all this. No,
Right.
it's gonna be one or the other. So if you want me to be having these babies and getting pregnant every year and all that, no, don't bring no extra stress to me. Your ass better pay these bills. You have to take a load off because what happens when I'm pregnant? Anything can happen that you have to go out of work that you can't work your full 9 months. Every pregnancy is different. So you have to be able. I tell people, and I've done it. So
Hmm.
if you're gonna have a baby, at least plan when you get paid. Just make a extra account for that baby. So if shit happen, you ain't got to deal with all that. And that's what we did. And shit, I was running every damn year. Fuck around with him. Huh? Calm down. What? Okay. See,
That's
she
your
like
daughter.
me. She said one at a time, meaning one person talk at a time. But she
That's your
don't. She
daughter.
can't hear you. Yeah,
Um,
she can't hear you. So
yeah.
we the same.
But
Like one
what
person
I
can't
want to
talk.
say, you don't
Hold up.
believe in
One
ifs.
second. I'm on here, but I had to text my son. Come outside. I can hear you. Yes, babe.
So you don't believe in that if two people work together, that they accomplish more together.
What do you mean?
Like you together, you married, y'all saying, y'all make y'all understand, like, you know what, we gonna split these bills down the middle. Y'all could be able to save more like that.
No, see, I'm gonna tell you where you're wrong. If he's paying all the bills, right? And I'm gonna just give you, he's paying all the bills. I get paid too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm already saving. So what do you mean we saving more? My
But
checks
how,
go. My checks are being saved. My checks are being put up. So
okay.
I'm handling everything else. I'm buying. Don't forget we got life insurance. We got health insurance. All that comes in account. We still got grocery bill. All that still comes into play. So he has to have, okay, number one, his main thing was the rent, the mortgage, whatever. That's number one. That's the first thing that a man should always make sure we have a roof over our head. The light bill, that took account. Car insurance, car notes, whatever, that came up under him. I did the minimums, the
Damn.
kids. What do you mean?
I'm saying that's fucked up. If you would see the man like
No, no,
sitting
no.
there.
Excuse me, but you ain't let me finish. I
Go
did the
ahead.
minimum.
Go
I got
ahead.
the
Go
life
ahead. Go ahead.
insurance. I
Okay.
have the life insurance.
All
Mind you,
right.
we have it's 4 kids, it's 4 babies.
Right.
I got the life insurance plus me and his.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have the health insurance. I
Mm-hmm.
still have the grocery bill. We still got to buy clothes and shoes. That's my responsibility. So whatever else came after that, we had savings accounts. So I mean, I don't get what you're saying. It's still where we both had our obligations. So it didn't matter who paid what. We still had other bills. Life insurance is not cheap on me, him, or kids. If people got life insurance, they would know. Life insurance ain't cheap. We pay like $1,200 in life insurance
Mm-hmm.
a month.
Mm-hmm.
Health health insurance is not cheap. Grocery bills damn sure ain't cheap. And you see, you just living on one person. I'm feeding a household of 5. And prior to us getting downside to the 5, it was a household of 8 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to make do what made it work for us. You still had to have money where it had to be saved. We had a savings account and we had one that was for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
We still had college accounts that we got to pay for, and that's called prepaid. So we still got stuff we got to do. Even that we right now going through divorce and stuff. Guess what? That still got to get paid, whether we together or not. Still got to pay
Right.
life insurance. Still got to pay health insurance. Nothing changed.
But
Nothing changes.
I feel like that's a lot on a man to be able to tote all that. Cause
So what?
like to be paying the mortgage, the this, the car. That's too much. You know what I mean?
Wait, listen.
Cause
Okay, balance it out.
cause
Let me ask
how
you.
you gonna
How is it
balance
too
that
much?
out? Cause look, listen. If
I
y'all
can tell
two
you. Mm-mm.
split the bill down the middle, right? Everything down the middle,
No,
right? Y'all
no,
could be able to
no.
accomplish more like that.
Okay, you're wrong again. Let's say your rent. I'm gonna just throw around. Let's say your rent $1,300. $1,300, right?
Okay.
He's paying the rent. He's paying the car note. He's paying the car insurance. Simple. What's the problem?
Okay, Carlos be like
And
three,
then
400, 500.
okay, again, but we ain't talking about people that struggling making minimum wage. If you got a household with 2 people and we're married, it ain't no such thing as no splitting, no bills. I'm a nurturer, right? I'm a wife. I'm going to provide and do what it is for the kids. I still got the life insurance. I just told you life insurance by itself was $1,200, $1,300. Now, if you want to take the rent, we gonna balance that. Rent 1,300, life insurance 1,300. It don't matter who
That's
pay it. It got to get paid.
2,600. But I'm just saying, like that's too much on
I'm
a
not
person to be
saying,
able to
but no,
tote.
how? If the life insurance is 1,300, I'm paying 1,300. He's paying the rent 1,300. You're not making sense.
Okay,
That's
no.
equal.
Now,
You're not making
but
sense.
no. I understand that's equal. But you were saying talking about car
I
note and
gave
all
no,
that. He
okay,
paying for that.
again. Okay, stop. That's the rent. That's the life insurance. I
Right,
got health insurance.
right,
Hello. He got a car note. He got car insurance.
Health insurance come out your check.
Who?
That come out your check if you got a job.
Listen. So if you got health insurance
That's
comes
money you
out
don't
of,
even see.
you do see it because if you working all this overtime and you doing whatever you're doing and you not bringing home what you need to bring home, you have to still put that in the account of what's being deducted from you. You still have to put that because when you go to the doctors, you got to pay co-fees still. So you got to put
Yeah, you
all
do.
that into you. You got to remember you only speaking from self. I'm coming from a family of 8.
No, but
So
I ain't
you got
speaking
to
for self because I
you
got kids too now. But I ain't speaking
no,
just for
but
self.
you are speaking for self because you're not in
I
you're
still
not
got to
in a
take care of my
union.
kids. They
No,
still
but
call me like they
listen,
call me. They still call me for stuff.
but again, I don't care whether they call you. That's not an everyday consistent thing.
Hmm.
So it's not a bill because in one household, when you're in one household, it's different from kids being on the outside of your household. The kids that's on the inside of the household, you tend to do more for them than the ones that's on the outside because you're there with them every day. So the kids that are in your house, you do more for them.
Okay, so let me ask you a
So when
question.
you're
So I'm gonna ask you a question. So if you got big older kids in your house, like 19, 18, 19, 21, 22, so you don't believe that them you should be able to teach them, like get them a bill to pay?
my kids wasn't at home at that age. My kids was already gone. Remember I
Oh,
told
okay.
you my kids graduated, my kids had career jobs. They was already gone. At
Hmm.
18, they already was like in college. They left immediately and did what they had to do. My daughter is 23. My baby boy out of that first bunch is 20. Like they already in their career paths. They went straight out of high school.
Hmm.
So they wasn't home. Only people was left was the last 4 babies. That's it. And me and my husband, they was already going. I still had to help them out in certain things in college because remember they can only do so much in college. They not partying when they do have they little parties, but I had to set my daughter up 6 months in advance to pay her room and board so that she wouldn't have to call and ask me to do certain things. So when she did got out there and got her little job, she was set. So she didn't have to call me and ask me for stuff unless she really needed. And shit, she probably never even called and asked more than for like $50.
Hmm.
Cause they already knew how to manage money when we was, all in one household. Again, it depends on your upbringing. I had that upbringing from my parents,
Hmm.
especially my daddy. So when before they left, I didn't give them their cards when they turned 18. I had to see who managed money and who didn't. The
Hmm.
one who managed money well, when he turned 21, which is the 20-year-old, when he turned 19, I gave him his card ready. He already had a 720 credit score before he even left my house.
Hmm.
But he just got his card last year. Never gave it to him. They never even knew about it.
Hmm.
My middle son, the 21-year-old, he kind of like, a little fence stuff. I tore his card up, but he had a 700 credit score. He never got the card
Hmm.
because I know how he managed. He likes expensive shit, so I'm not gonna give it to him. He got to build it on his own, and that's what he did. My daughter, same way as the baby, she got her card.
Hmm.
So what you do after that, you're on your own.
Hmm.
So when I see that they was able to manage their own, I took them off of me.
Right.
Because if I'm your authorized user and I see you fucking up, that means you fucks up my credit and then we got a problem.
Right.
So like I said, the middle child he just never got it because I saw how he was spending his own money.
Right.
You ain't finna spend my shit like that.
Right.
So it is what it is. So I mean, everybody is different again. My kids have their own place. My sons don't call me and ask me for stuff. Well, the baby boy used to like, Mom, can you spare $50, for grocery? Plus, I'm gonna help out in that area. Cause
Right.
they thought he didn't know how serious them bills was until he really see like, shit, I should have stayed home. Until he really started
Yeah.
seeing rent $2,100. Now you stay your ass right
Right.
where you at,
Right.
and now he know how to manage his own money. So I didn't mind helping him pay um $150 or $50 in grocery.
Mhm.
That's nothing.
Mhm.
That's nothing. So I'ma still help when I can, but I'm not gonna do what you supposed to do. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do what you're supposed to be doing. Cause then that puts some toes on me. That affects my mental health. I'm not doing all that. I love me
All right.
more than anybody else.
But sometimes you gotta teach them to be independent because you don't. They want to live off the land all the time.
But they very independent.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like some people don't teach their kid to be independent though.
But that's them because what they do is they teach their kids to be codependent and then they go out there in the river and feel like they can't get it from here. When you start saying no, now they robbing, now they stealing, now they doing whatever. I ain't teaching nobody how to be codependent on me because I always teach my kids, if I die right now today, what you gonna do? How you gonna survive? And I always told them that when I was young. And when they was young, remember, like I was 24 when I had my first three kids, so it was different. It was different. I mean, everybody different.
Right.
I
I
don't
was
know
like
how to,
six.
to
I
tell
was
them.
16 when I had my first daughter.
Oh shit.
I was 16. You know what I mean? But I took care. It wasn't nothing to do. It was shit. She was taken care of. Shit. You know. She had everything. Then my son came along. He had everything. So it wasn't nothing to do that.
That's
But I
usually how
try
it
to
goes.
teach. But I try to just teach my kids, them man, like you got to be independent. You got to get some motion going. You know what I mean? Some people don't teach their kids motion.
Motion is
They be
very
just,
important.
you know what I mean?
Motion is very important. Somebody said, damn, what the boy name? He said, how do women when they be broke, like, how could they relate they broke days? And I said, I don't know how to answer that. And he was like, how you don't know how to answer that? It's a simple question. No, it's not. It's simple for a simple-minded person, but if you come from a background like I did, you can never be broke because you gonna always have some motion. Motion, whether you get out there and sell, sell something or
Sell what?
whatever. Like you selling food. No matter what you do, you got
Okay,
motion.
okay,
You ain't you. When you come from a background of hustlers, motion is the same thing is the definition of hustler. That's
right,
all it is. So I had to tell him that. He was like, "Oh, he never looked at it like that." Because it sounds like you ain't come from a background of hustlers. Because hustlers never broke. They're gonna always find something, whether it's temporary or not. They gonna find something,
right.
something. I don't give a fuck. They gotta get out there and sell some salt, some burgers, whatever. You gonna always have
So,
that much. So I don't.
so what you think about if a woman, the first thing, like, the first thing, like, okay, the woman, like, who ain't got no more, first thing they think about selling some pussy.
What? What you say?
I say, what you say about a woman, the first thing she know about is just selling some pussy.
I can't say nothing about that because at the end of the day, however that woman hustle, that's her. I can't take that away from her. I can't. I, I never did it. So at the end of the day, however she get her money, that's how she get her money. I'm not gonna go around and discrediting her because if she gotta go sell a piece of ass for change to get her lights on because her kids in there, that's on her. I'm not gonna sit down and judge another woman on that. How a man may view her, that's different, but coming from a woman, that's on her. You feel me? Like I can't because who's to say if I won't ever fall into a situation like that? Thank God I never did. But fuck no. I'm not finna go and be like, oh bitch, you out here fucking no. Her lights got turned on, right? Her kids
But
got hot water, right?
yeah, but you gotta understand.
I don't gotta
Sometimes
understand it.
some women gotta sit down and tell you know what, fuck it, let me see what I can come up with. Like you said, sell food, try to sell some shit, try to
Everybody
do
don't know how
this.
to cook though. Everybody don't know
But
how
I'm
to
just
cook.
saying, some people just they mindset ain't like they don't know how to do no hustling. So you think
In the moment,
now
in
at the
the
same wait, hold on. The same moment you selling pussy, you could be getting A's at the same time. And you
but
ain't
that's a
that's
choice.
what I'm
Remember I
saying.
told you choices.
That's what I'm saying.
But that don't mean I'm gonna go around and judge that lady because of that. That's her
I'm just
choice.
saying. I'm just saying.
But that's a choice. That's not for me to go and judge her how she got her lights on, how she went and got food on her table for her kids. When the daddy should be doing it. See, come here. See, let me say this. It was this dude that we know. He said when a man or a husband leave their family, right? That dude ain't responsible for helping to keep the lights on, right? And I say that's the dumbest shit any male species can say. Because if your kids is living with their mom, and those are your kids, and she say, hey, tell your baby mama, you ain't got this, you out here buying a pair of shoes and you out here hustling. That says a lot about you as a fucking man because at the end of the day, they'll still your kids. So you rather your kids sit in the dark instead of you going to pay that light bill. You ain't got to give her the money. Go pay the fucking light bill.
Okay, but look. Now
Wait,
what if
hold
she got
on.
old
I can't hear
sorry
you.
ass nigga?
Shit. I can't hear you.
You can hear me now?
No. Why you went
Can you
out?
hear me? I'm here. Can you hear me?
A little bit. Hold on. I think it's
You can
me.
hear me? Your earpods turned up?
Talk. Okay, I got you.
Okay. Now what? Okay. Now what is fucking with a sorry ass nigga? You got a nigga laying up your house, you can't pay the light bill? And then you got kids there now, but what you look like paying the light bill for the nigga
Okay,
laying up
check
under
it.
the
So
Come on
what
now.
would you do? Hold on, stop. You giving it too much emphasis. Okay, she got a dude there. Let's say she got a dude hypothetically. The nigga ain't paying the
Right?
bill. What you gonna do in that situation?
Shit, I'm gonna go get my kids. Fuck that.
Okay, but that's all mean necessary. But if it's not a man in that house and your kids are there, you don't feel like you should go and pay the light bill?
Man, listen, it depends. Now, if I ain't fucking with her, and we ain't on that
It
type of
don't matter.
we ain't
You
seeing eye
ain't
to
fucking
eye,
with
I
her.
ain't doing it.
But see,
I ain't doing it.
that right there shows you not a man. Because if your
I could
kids
be
are
a man,
there,
but I ain't doing it though.
but
I
you're
ain't
not
doing
a
it.
man, it's not a see, this
My
is what I
kids
talk
could
about.
be there,
Wait, this is what I talk about when
but
people
if she got a
separate.
job, now listen, if she got a job, right, and she not paying her motherfucking bill like she's supposed to, that ain't my responsibility to come and pay her shit. Cause you got females that
Okay,
go do everything
if she
else
has a
but pay their
job, right?
motherfucking bills.
Wait, if she
So
has a
you understand?
job,
You read
if she has a job, your kids is there.
right?
I just gave you multiple bills that we have responsible parents have, because a lot of y'all parents out here don't even have life insurance or none of it on y'all kids. And I'm gonna keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't have it on there. So let's say she's a woman like me. They got all this life insurance on the kids. Blase squaze. You ain't got that on the kids. You ain't having to contribute to that. You supposed to be having paying for that.
But
You
if I
is
got my own
responsible.
policy, that's my bill. That ain't she
No,
ain't got
no,
to
no.
know
I
what I
said
got on
you
my
don't.
kids.
To go back to what I said, you don't have it on your kids. She's working, but extra money is needed in those places. She ain't say, can you pay the rent? Can you help me out on the light bill? I don't give a fuck what the situation may be. And this is what I talk about. Y'all so fucking emotional when it comes to that. And y'all say women are emotional. When you break up with the mom or the dad, you're not breaking up with the kids. And that's what a lot of y'all fuck up at. So it's like, yeah, breaking up with my baby mama, but I'm not breaking up with my kids. So when being the fact that if I was there with my kids every day,
I'm listening.
I'm not gonna become a part-time dad because me and my baby mama done broke up. If you're a full-time dad, then you still supposed to be a full-time dad when y'all separate.
Yeah,
You
you
ain't
can
breaking
still
up
do
with the
that.
kids. You only breaking up with the baby mama. So what the fuck if your kids living there, you can't help out with a light bill? Like
I
what the
ain't
fuck?
doing it. Okay,
Especially
so
that's just the
not to
type of
cut
nigga
you
you
off.
is.
Not to cut you off. Now, what if this mama getting child support for the kids now? Hold on now. What if she getting child support for the kids now? And she still calling you to come do extra shit? I
Let me
supposed to
tell
do
you
that?
something. Let me tell you something.
No, answer the question. I'm
My
supposed to do that.
daddy, I'm about. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
My mom and dad divorced
Mm-hmm.
when I was 12. Now I'm just say 13 years old. My daddy still knew that he had kids living in that household.
Right.
My dad was still doing the same shit as if he was still in the household. Like meaning he knew that every day when he was there, when he got out of work, he had to come and make sure that our homework was done, that we got in the bed at a certain time, and he went on about his business. He broke up with my mama. They divorced. He didn't divorce his kids. It wasn't at all that becoming, I'm finna become a weekend dad because I can't stand my ex-wife. That ain't work out with him. He still took his ass to them schools for meetings and shit that he had to do
Mm-hmm.
because he did not divorce his kids. He divorced my mama. So when you have kids, you are still 100% solely responsible for your children.
I
Like with
understand
the
that,
mama.
but you
So what?
still doing all that. You going to the meetings. You doing all that, but
So if my
she getting
if
child support for the kids now. The
my
money's for the
dad,
kids.
you didn't allow me to finish.
Go ahead.
My dad, my mom was on child support, but guess what? That child support shit wasn't enough, and my daddy was man enough to know that. He didn't give a fuck about that because he knew it wasn't nothing to take care of for kids with that little bit of shit that they was giving my mama. He knew that. So having to pay a light bill if she needed it, that wasn't. She was calling him every month. You know what I'm saying? If she wasn't calling him every month saying, "Oh, can you pay the light bill?" Because she still had her own job. But when certain shit like started picking up and money had to go in extra places, can you pay the light bill for me this month? My daddy ain't give her the money, but he went and paid that shit because his kids were still in that household. Now I think if she would have been calling like every month, my daddy probably would have had a problem with it. But she didn't call every month. But the times that it was needed, he did because it wasn't for her, it was for his kids. Having 4 kids, being a single parent, that shit ain't easy. When and child support wasn't shit back then, cause minimum wage wasn't shit. So sometimes they would give you $400 for 4 fucking kids, and that wasn't nothing. But you got the immature men that's gonna say, "But she get $400 a month." What the fuck is $400? That ain't shit. four
Shit.
hundred dollars wasn't no money with
If
four
you
kids.
wanted money, why you wouldn't put the daddy on child support then?
No, when
Maybe if
you
you
go
would
through
have,
divorces,
maybe you
when you go through divorces, they automatically do that.
not
That was
really.
a
You could
state
tell the
law.
judge, I don't want the support. We just
No,
take care of the kids. Like they'll do it like that.
no, no. Listen,
Come on, man. I'm
you
telling.
been married. Listen, I'm
I
telling
know
you
how
from
that
past
divorce. I know
experience.
how
No,
that
you
family law
don't.
shit go.
Listen, family. Listen again. This is why I don't have conversation with people who don't have experience because then it becomes that you be ignorant to something that you're not in. Family court and divorce court is 2 different things. I'm speaking of experience as
I
me being a
understand
child.
that.
No, allow me to finish.
Go ahead.
I'm speaking of me being a child that was in the midst of the divorce with my daddy and
Mm-hmm.
me being the adult of going through a divorce myself.
Mm-hmm.
I even I can get my husband on here. We tried that shit with the negotiating. You know that just no. Hold on, no. But this is what no, this is what you're not going to tell me, Judge. Because I'm not going to let you put something on him when technically that was still my husband. So that's when you hit that spousal support, that alimony. See that divorce shit falls up under different lines. That ain't got nothing to do with the family court. The family court is based upon the kids. The divorce is the kids, the spousal, the alimony, the child support. So this is why I say I don't have conversations and I don't speak on things that I don't have experience on because it becomes to you're being ignorant to something and you're speaking on something and then that's when it like that little frustration bubble come because you may feel that they can stop damn they can stop child support. It don't because if that's the case they can stop the alimony too. You ever known when with abandonment, this is a lot of things that people don't know. When you abandon your family, number one, that's a ground for divorce. And if you take that ground for divorce in court, guess what? The judge can take the judge can take 90% of everything that the man or the woman has who abandoned their family. And y'all, a lot of people don't even know that. You walk out on your family and leave your family with kids, whether it's the woman or the wife.
You don't think I know
And
that?
no,
You don't
you
think I
don't
know
know
the
that.
family law? I know how to do
No,
that. So how
that's
you
not
go?
family.
Come
That's
on,
not
man.
family.
I know how to do that. I don't help people who got divorces. I know how to do that shit.
Okay, but good.
I know how to do
If
it.
you know that, then you will know that family court don't
Let
fall
me show you
upon
something.
the
When it comes to
stipulations
family,
on
when it
written
comes to
divorce.
family, when it comes to family court, right? It's almost like a divorce still, like y'all was in a relationship, right? So
No, it's
listen,
not.
listen, hold on. Let me explain it to you. So when you're going to go discuss about your kids or who gonna pay for the kids or what it gonna be or what the percentage of you spending time with your kids, it's still based on the money. So now when I went and did my case, I did my case myself, right? So when I went in there, I got 50-50 everything, right? And get what the judge say? No child support needed. You take care of the child when it's with her. She take care of the child when it's with her.
Let me tell you, it only comes
So
with that.
go ahead.
It only comes when child support is not needed. When both financials is on the same level. If one person is
No, it
working,
don't.
hold
No,
on,
it don't.
stop.
No, it don't.
My husband, hold up. My husband, remember I told you we have a baby that wasn't like that. That came in. That the baby mama came in after the fact. My husband was making a lot of money at the time. So when he did the 50-50, she was getting like 1206 a month because she
Mhm.
wasn't making anything. They still have to put the financial affidavit in a, in effect to that. He couldn't go with not paying her any child support because he was making over the 30 percentile. So he had to provide her with $1,206 a month.
He could have went and
So
got.
what
He could have went
happened?
and got. He
No,
could have
no,
went and.
stop.
He could have went and got that Lord.
Listen,
Go
I'm gonna
ahead. Go
tell
ahead.
you.
I'm listening.
He could. What happened when we got married? We went back to revise because we have kids.
Uh
So he
huh.
couldn't get it lower at the time because that was his only child at the time. And they still was going off his percentage. He was over the 30 percentile. She didn't have a job. He had to pay her something to
Okay.
provide for that child. Again, with the 50%. So what we did was when we got married and we had our kids, I end up going to get it revised. And it could have been there, but the only reason why I did it because she started targeting me and my kids. It ain't had nothing to do with me at first. So I revised it as a married woman
How you had
and
reside? How you ride it?
revised it
How
as
you
a
did
married
that?
woman.
How you
Oh,
what
we
you
took it
did?
back to court. I took it back to
What
court because now
child support court?
the family court. We
Child
didn't
support
go
court,
through
right?
family court. You're not
For who?
comprehending?
He was married to somebody else before.
No, he was married to me.
So if you went to okay, you were
Okay,
married.
so
He had a baby on the outside, right?
no, we
He had a
wasn't
baby
married
before.
then.
Okay,
We
okay.
wasn't
So he
married
had a
then.
baby. So y'all were
Yeah.
married. So that's child support court. That's not
No,
family court.
stop. Hold on, sweetie. Stop. We didn't do okay, first of all, child support don't give you 50-50. Child support don't do that. Family court does. Family
Okay.
court, family court, all these jurisdictions, child support is based on financially for the money.
Right.
They ask you,
Right.
do you got overnights, whatever, they deduct
Right.
based on that.
Right.
No, we went to family court so
Uh
that it
huh.
can be civil, where they granted him 50-50, her 50-50. Family court does child support and everything with the visitation in there. Child support doesn't do visitation. So
Okay.
that's how they split up, whether you on your holidays, blase squaze. That's how it is. So when we got married, and like with our first two kids, before the
Mm-hmm.
well, it was three, but we lost one. But the first one in between, I revised it and took it back to court because I can do that as a wife. Revised it and put it back in court. Hey, Your Honor, at the time he didn't have kids. We have kids. This is a two-parent household. She's been up under my care. I have this on her, the same thing as if like with the other kids. Okay. Documentation provided. Boom. Still 50-50. At this time, they gave us full custody
Okay,
because she
so he
started
had.
doing. Wait, hold on. No. She still had like a little arrears, so he still had to pay the arrears because she had did some falsifying documents like with a different county. She went and played around and um applied for child support in Volusia County. Then when it was time for her to switch over down here, that's where I came in at. So it was already blocked. So whatever came in that she tried to switch to come in like behind me, she's not getting what she that 1250, that 1206. Now she getting the $18. Cause
Okay.
now he got other children. Mind you, she has what 5, 6 other kids, but she didn't have no income, so they can't take that in account. So now his money has to go towards his other children.
It don't work like that.
Tell you how
I'm,
it
I'm gonna show you
happened.
something. Let me
No,
show you
no, no.
something.
Wait, no, no. Stop,
The
stop,
only
stop.
way.
Man, no, no.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't one thing. Don't tell me what don't work like because we
I'm gonna
did
tell
this.
you.
No, you not. We did
Go ahead.
this
I'm gonna tell you.
right
I'm gonna
now.
tell you.
Listen,
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I'm
Hold
gonna get
on.
off your
Let me say
line.
something. Let me not cut. Let me cut you off.
I
Let me cut you off.
don't talk to ignorance. I just told
Listen
you
to
that.
this. The only time the judge gonna recognize that with a child when the child was born before y'all got married. Now, if you had a kid before he got married, then the judge would have said, okay, you know what, he got kids already out there. Then they would understand, and he wouldn't have been paying that.
You just
I'm
don't
telling
tell
you.
me. No, no. Excuse me. Didn't I tell you? I do not speak of what I have not experienced or went through. How the fuck you gonna see and tell me what the judge did not do? I went back and we got paperwork. I can pull it up right now. He's paying her $18.08 a month. We
Mm-hmm.
realized it as a married couple, and the judge even told her that when you are married, once you get married and you got kids, mind you, we wasn't even married before. I did not have kids.
I'm
In
listening to
family
you.
court, you can in family court just like with child support. With child support, you can always go back and modify after 3 years to ask for more money. With family court, you can always go back in 2 to 3 years and modify. Either you want to change the order, you want to change the visitation time. You got to go back and modify if you want to move out. Yes, you can. If you want to
You
go out
only
and
could
move out,
change that order if you got
my fucking goodness.
I'm gonna show you something.
Boy, you
With
can
that
change the
word,
order if you
hold on,
want
hold on,
more visitation time because
hold on.
they
They
went
don't
from
have to
one
give
week
it to you
on.
though. You gotta have a reason, a valid reason why you trying to get
You know how
more
many
time.
times? You know how many? No, I didn't
It
say
gotta
more
be
time, King.
substantial. It gotta be a
I
substantial
did not
change.
say. I did not
Okay, go
say
ahead.
more
You
time.
know,
You
but
don't
you telling me
listen.
I know. I know
No,
about
no,
this
no,
now. Go
no.
ahead, but
But
go
you
ahead.
tell
Go. I'm
me
gonna
what
let you
I
talk
went
about
through
it.
with my
Go ahead.
case.
Go ahead.
How you
Go
tell me
ahead,
what I
man.
went through with my case?
Go ahead, Glo.
My
Go ahead, Glo.
case.
Go ahead.
We went back to court. I never said more time. You want to put your own words. That's why it's called listening. I,
Go
you
ahead. I'm
got to learn
listening.
how to listen. I never said more time. I say change the order to modify to change the time. Whether you get 50-50, 50-50 goes one way, more than one way. You can do 50-50 where you got 6 months and the other person got 6 months. 50-50
Right.
can go where you got 1 week on, 1 week off. You
That's what I
50-50
have
can
now.
go where you got 3-4. So don't tell me what the
I
hell we went
understand what
through.
you're saying. I'm
No,
saying I
but you
understand
didn't
what you're
say that.
saying.
Okay, so
But
stop.
listen.
Mute yourself. And then you'll get all the answers and I don't have to overtalk you because they give
Okay.
me a headache.
So you're gonna give me a
We went
time. You're
back
gonna
to
give me.
court.
You're gonna let me talk, right? Oh, but go ahead.
No,
Go ahead and
because
say what
I
you
was
gotta
the
say.
one talking.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We went to court. I'm telling you what we did. We went to court. We revised it. I'm gonna say we because we married. We revised it. We let
You
your honor.
modified
Okay,
it.
we revised it as a married. We didn't modify the time sharing at this time. We went to revise to let them know, like, okay, it's kids. He has other kids. That this amount of money is this, blase squaze, whatever the case may be. She still wasn't working by that time. They put in count of her kids that was prior to his child, and then she had another child after this. By the time we went to go do the revise on, putting the stipulation that he has 2 other kids, be after our other baby. So the judge now has to take in count. They have to go back and do it after David. They have to take the money that he's making now, what is expected to go into the home with the other kids, and what is expected to go in the house as the other child. Being that time at that present time, they had granted us full custody of her. That kind of got wiped away, but the back pay didn't. He still had to pay towards the arrears.
So
So
how
in
long
that
y'all had the
time,
child for? How long y'all had to withhold the child when y'all got the full custody?
she was like 2 years old. She was like 2 years
Okay,
old.
and how long he had it for?
It was a few months.
Or
It was
just for a
it
few
wasn't
months?
long. It was a few months because
Okay.
what they did, she kept playing the bitter baby mama, the parental alienation. So it was December, January, February, and they went back. When they went back to go to court, the judge gave him like a little bit more time because she saw that like within the way that the mom was acting, that she still wasn't gonna learn her lesson within. But they stopped the child support, but he still was responsible for paying the arrears. The arrears doesn't go anywhere. Excuse me. Um, After that,
You
they
know the
was
real
able.
he could have got the real slow down. You know
He
how he could have did that? Let me show you something.
listen. Wait.
I'm finna show you. When you do,
Remember.
go ahead.
Damn it.
Go ahead, man.
Remember.
Talk.
It wasn't in the. Remember, she went out of town and applied for the arrears. It wasn't state. Wasn't in Miami-Dade. So when you do something in different counties, you can't kind of cross jurisdictions with that. That judge would not override what another judge wrote. That was too much of a headache to even go through that shit, to try to even play, trying to go out of town. That's too much, and they would not love them those arrears. The first time they gave the granted, she tried to play, and I just told you, she tried to flip flop it and bring it to Miami-Dade, thinking that she was gonna get awarded the same thing, where she was gonna have two cases in two different divisions, and that wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
So damn my throat. So when they end up doing the modification as far as the child support, she was with us for those few months. They end up taking into account of his household, with his kids that he has living with him. Remember, these are not outside kids. These are kids that are living in his house. So they have to take that in account for the kids that are living with him. Even if I wasn't present, they still have to deduct and say, hey, okay, this man has to still take care of these small kids. Our kids are back to back. They end up, she had a lawyer and everything. They end up doing the calculations. Everything dropped. She went from getting $1,206 to $18.08 a month. So when
So
she asked the judge, how can she get more to modify? Excuse me. How can she get more to go and modify? They told her she can't because he's married. And remember, I told you when we did the revision, the modification, the income now comes to me with the child support instead of it going outdoor. So now I had my case. You can't get nothing more than a wife. You can't. If a wife got kids and she goes to put the husband on child support and got kids on the outside, now your case becomes a secondary because they have to make the wife with children a primary. And that's what happened. And I gotta go.
no, it don't go. Listen what I'm saying.
No, stop. I gotta go.
Oh,
Uh-uh. That's what happened in our case. I'm gonna have to own up my kids in the house, and my baby came to the door. So that's what happened in our case. I end up getting the child support. They revised.
so you
She
ain't
got
gonna let me talk.
no, I just told you I gotta go because I told you after nine
See, but
o'clock.
you wanted me to listen to you, but you ain't gonna want to hear what I
No,
gotta
no,
say.
no, no, no. But I told you, you just see my kids in the car. Don't do that. And you
Go
know
ahead.
my
I'm
husband
listening.
not there. Don't do that.
Go ahead.
I just told you my baby just came to the door twice.
Hmm.
So when I put in the seat, if I can jump back on, I would. If I can't, I gotta go. Because you see when I went out there and picked up my kids. So
I see.
one thing, don't play with me when it comes to my kids. I don't play that. My kids
Well,
is
we
always
we
first in
gonna
the child.
revisit this though. We gonna
Yeah,
revisit this.
revisit and if I can jump back on, if I can jump back on, I would. If I can't, if you're gonna give me a headache, don't revisit shit.
We gonna
But
revisit it though.
um, damn, you put my shoe on. But that's just how our case went. However you want to speak on whatever, you can't speak of what somebody went through. You have to learn it. That's something that
I
you
understand
really
what you're
need to
saying,
take. No, but
but the
I need
law
you
is a
to.
law though.
It's not a law when it's what it is. You can't tell me what was granted or the process that we went through, because that's the process that we went through. And whether you know certain things at the time
We'll
that you
talk
did,
about it. We'll revisit it though. If you could get back on, just let me know. If you can't, then we know.
I mean, you can stay
But
talking on there, but I'm not gonna be able to
I'm
talk in
saying,
here.
I'm glad we we had did this podcast tonight though, and I
No, you can continue to talk to the people. If I jump back on, I'm gonna jump back on. I just gotta put my babies on the machine, and I gotta put my baby done came to the door twice.
okay, well just let me know.
Yeah, you can stay on the talk to the people. They wanna hear you.
Okay, so I'm gonna but I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna tell it like I know, right? When you the judge going to give you a discount when the kids that were born before the new
That's child
kids.
support. Oh shit. I'm coming. All right. See you later.
So the child born before the mama put the daddy on child support, they get a discount for that. Now if it's
I'm
born after
gone.
the fact, they ain't give you no discount.
You can hear me?
And if I hear you, but I'm gonna still
Okay,
say what I
no.
gotta say. Okay, well go ahead. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. And and if they went to modify their child support order, right? And they stopped the order, right? They stopped it. Right? It don't matter. Y'all income gonna combine together. You and his gonna come together, right? So y'all gonna have a high income, right? But listen what I'm saying. I'm telling you because that's the law. Now hold on.
Damn. I'm getting off.
So
Because I'm not gonna be
okay, well
able to
go ahead.
talk to you.
I'm gonna still say what I
Finish
gotta
talking
say.
and I'm gonna join back later.
So when they combine, okay, the income high. So they be trying to get y'all both from the wife too. So now once they had them modified, okay, one the income in. So if he stopped when the child support stopped, right then and there, he could have got in her pocket and got money from her to clear his rears up. So he didn't do it right. If it stopped, he could have got in her pocket. He could have asked for child support from her. If he would have modified, put it in there, say, well, I want money from her. So when they calculated and whatever he owed from the child from after the child got 18, that's what she had to pay. But see, they ain't do it right. But I'm trying to explain to her how it go because I study that shit and I do it, so I know how it go. So I don't went in there and won cases with lawyers. They had their lawyers and still won. Never lost now one of them. But but you can't tell somebody that know it all. But I know it because I don't study it and I got the law book set to prove it too. But it was glad to have a glow on here tonight though. But I'm gonna go ahead and chime off here tonight though. And I thank everybody that tuned in tonight and watched us and all. Y'all have a safe night tonight.